promoting businesses and organizations to help them reach their full potential. Lighten the path to the success of your business. Enhancing the lives of our listeners by talking about things that matters most. Helping you to shine your light emotionally, mentally, spiritually, socially, and physically. Spreading positive vibes. You've got it locked and you're listening to Light Vibrations, brought to you by Light Communications right here on CBN Radio 90.9 FM. And now your host and our director, Natasha Letza.
Hello, you got it locked and you're listening to Light Vibrations here, chilling with me, Tasha T, aka Roxy, as we continue our series, Word from the Street. As you know, Light Vibrations is all about empowering, educating, and uplifting our community. Today in our studios, we have Blacks and we have Love. Love, start us off. What do you want to talk about today?
I would like to talk about teen pregnancy. I feel deeply that too much young girls are getting pregnant as soon as they enter to high school at the age of 13, the lowest that I've heard of. I feel that everything that's going on right now starts at home. Parents need to be a little more strict with their kids, especially their daughters. The way they dress, the way they let them go out into the public, the way they have the kids speaking to them, the way they allow them to go to every dance. So Blacks, what do you think about teen pregnancy?
It happens. Sometimes you can control it, sometimes you can't, because there are situations where the children are being molested in the home and not necessarily outside. But it has a lot to do with the home. Some of the children, they're leaving home dressing provocative. They're out there with these big men not knowing their age. So that would lead to possible rape. And, you can't. If a lot of mothers would be their children's mother and not their friend, it can help eliminate some of that.
Well, ladies, I'm glad y'all brought up this whole issue of teen pregnancy, and we have a lot of matters to discuss on this topic to try to get to the bottom of it. Hopefully we can do it in a half hour. You talk about the dress, you talk about the manners, you talk about being molested, and parenting, and a whole nother element to this is the whole culture that's now present and evident within our society. I want to start from the bottom of the list though. The mother, not your friend. Be a parent and not the friend. What's your stance on that?
I think being your daughter's friend is fine, but there's a limit to everything. You don't speak too much of adult stuff with them. Certain things you keep to a certain level. I mean, I have a daughter, she's 3, and to be honest, I have tried my best to have a good relationship with her. And I talk to her, and there's a lot of things that she knows because she sees what I do when it comes to the bathroom and stuff like that. She watches what I do, and she asks questions. And for a very small child, she knows a lot. So I tend to not put too much in her mind, that she would go out, feel it's okay to do these things. So I keep it at a limit. But as to when a child is out in the public, dressed a certain way, it makes me feel that way because I'm a mom and I'm an adult and I dress like that. Mm-hmm. So to see a child that's 13 and not even 13 but sometimes younger, you see them with a belly out, they're wearing these tight pants with cut up jeans, or they have these tank tops and they have their breasts exposed and stuff like that. I think it's wrong. As a child, you're supposed to dress a child like a child. Mm-hmm. And even if you have a teenager that's coming into teens, they need to still dress appropriately when they're out in the public. Had a time, my niece, she was dressed a certain way, and I said, don't let me see you come back out in the street like that. That's not the way you're supposed to dress in the public. She said, well, auntie, I said, oh, I hear that. Do not come back out in the street just like that. Don't wear no short pants out in the streets. Mm-hmm. You're not supposed to wear that. And furthermore, your pants is too tight.
Yeah, that's all well and good. But what we're seeing now, as one of my classmates would say, the whole culture emerging here in the Caribbean, in the world as a whole, but you see it more in the Caribbean and the United States. We have parents that are sexualizing their children at a young age. They're wearing all kinds of provocative clothes that they're dressing their little toddlers in. Sometimes they're little kids, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. They're bringing them up in this way, which to the child would mean that it is okay. This is how you have been dressing me all the time. Now, what I have a problem with now is when you get to be a certain age, you get to be 13, 14, you maybe start to take interest in boys, and now you come to continue to dress the way your mother addressed you. Mother wants to have a problem with it now because you're a little bit more developed and you're a little bit more, appealing to men, not just to boys based on, how your body is. So now you want to pull down the reins when the child reaches a certain age. And to me, that is wrong. We are promoting this whole culture within our children. We dressing them as women, even to the hair. We putting all kinds of adult hairstyles in their hair, and then what they're wearing, and like you said, being in our conversations, being around adult situations that it wasn't our place when we were growing up. You couldn't be in a room when your parents or your mother and her friends were speaking, but now you have children all up in the mix. So I mean, how much of it is really the child's fault?
None of it, to be honest. Like, if you have one of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to the parenting and the whole child in the conversation is especially when it's a single parent home. Mm-hmm. The mother don't talk to the father. The child thinks she could speak to the father how she wants. Mm-hmm. Or vice versa with the father talking about the mother. So it all starts at home. Home is where the foundation is laid, and nowadays I don't think there's any foundation being laid. The parents are depending on the teachers to be the parents while they have them for the 8 hours, and when the kids come home they're supposed to be these golden children. We did not send them out with the basics, so they are coming back any old how, and instead of us trying to help, we are just making the situation worse by letting them be free and do what they want, let them speak to us how they want. And something needs to happen sooner rather than later to help correct that situation.
And when did we start correcting our children? When did that happen? Love, you mentioned about the manners. We came from a generation where if my mother told me to do something and my father come along 5-10 minutes after she told me to do something and tell me to do something in the middle of doing what she told me to do, I had to abandon that and go do what my father says or what he said. He had this thing. He was a really funny man, and when he started to crack jokes, you couldn't even laugh. You have to go clean up the road to laugh, because otherwise he thinking that you think he's a puppy show, and that's problem. So you had this ultimate respect for your parents. You couldn't watch them too hard. You for sure couldn't grumble nothing under your breath. You slamming the door. I don't understand where we dropped the ball. And I think that us as parents, never in the Caribbean, as bad as in the States where they have all these laws. Because really some people really do abuse their children, but they have a lot of laws against you disciplining your children. And a lot of people have adopted the views, me have me hitting or whatever. You gotta cut their little backside. You got to beat them when they need to be, hit. You need to correct them. Don't spare the rod and spoil the child, because when you spoil the child, it's society will dwindle because of that. It will be society's problem.
I think it basically come to an end like, I want to give a figure like maybe 2005 or so.
Millennium.
Yeah. They, in the 21st century. Because in my time, even when I come out of high school, I was still scared of my mom. These guys like, like, mommy,
I'm grown.
You got a voice like you want to talk back to us, so like you're trying to think first before you say the wrong thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's where everything completely stopped. The parents them get laid back and relax, and the iPad, the phone. So it's like all these luxury stuff.
No,
give them.
I have to disagree with you on that. I have to disagree. It stopped when children started having children.
Okay.
It stopped when children started having children. Not that you're wrong. I do agree with you somewhat, but my personal belief is that it stopped when children started having children. Because now here I am, a child with a child, still a child, not knowing what to do with this child. So
That's true.
I'm gonna be okay. I don't want my mother hit me. You want nobody hit my child. So me hitting my child. And my mother don't hit me.
Right.
And it's the mentality that's trickling down from children to children who are having children. And that is the children having children is something that is on a rise right now. So how are we gonna
Children growing
manage
up with their
that?
parents.
That is
I think that's where the friendship comes in. The children growing up with their mothers.
what mother.
But even more so about the children having children, because that's not new. You know, I'm pretty sure my mother was a teenager when she had her first child, and probably her mother. That is something that's come up throughout the generations.
right.
That's
Yeah,
not
but
really new.
But
What has changed is the support system behind of that infrastructure. Because when you came up, your grandmother was around if she was alive. You had aunts, you had that extended family that helped to raise
And
the
my grandmother
children.
gave her first child when she was 13.
You see, so it's not new. But the
was it
thing
by
is,
choice?
Yeah, it was by choice. She just not, I guess I should say no, because she didn't have that support system for real. Because back in those generations, it's basically you're on your own still, because you have to fend for yourself. And how she grew up with her mom, but she more lived with her father. So I could say what Black said just now. Yes, she didn't have a choice. She was just more out there. But she got her first child at 13, and it's like she didn't stop there. She just continued to get kids. So I mean, back in that time, you still couldn't bad talk your parents, no matter.
Right.
Even though she had all them kids, she still had to respect her mother and her father, because at the end of the day, them is who helping her taking care of these children. So she had to have some form of respect. And she grew up now being this mother with all these kids. Them have to respect her. Them couldn't talk back to her or carry on like you get slapped in your mouth and carry on. Them had chores. They have to do their laundry, they have to wash their clothes, because back then you learn how to do these things from young. But now to get a child to wash up dishes is like, why I have to wash up dishes?
You stop there. My children them on the rotation till now my biggest daughter, she joined the club, and I ain't washing dishes for purpose. So if parents want to stay there and allow their children to sit down and use up all their AC and all their internet and be rude and without putting parameters and some kind of structure in place, you know, to each their own. But I mean, if we're really talking about making a difference and trying to make a change in today's society, we have to be open to these sorts of conversations. Now, Blacks, we talked about the whole issue with being molested and a lot of the promiscuity that's going on right now, you know, could be it could have been originated in a home where you have a parent with their significant other who is not really the child's biological mother or father. Even in some cases, right here, you hear stories where they were actually their biological mother or father, and they're molesting these children. So now these children acting out at the same time. So when some of these things they're going through, these children going through a lot, and I'm trying to figure out now, where we as parents, how do we, you know, protect our children against these kinds of issues?
I would have to say you have to keep your guard up when it comes to being in a relationship with someone, especially when you have a daughter and a son too, because it goes both ways. You have to be very protective of who you bring around your children. You don't leave. I don't believe in leaving the stepfather or mother with your child. I feel it might as well, if you can't find a sitter or if you have to go someplace, you walk with a child or find somebody that family member wise to hold the child. I don't personally would want to be my children with no stepfather, no stepmother. That's just me.
But then too, at the same time, yes, we're looking at it'll be the parent significant other. A lot of cases or untold stories is actually that our family members. Because I know of one that's currently happening, where the bigger brother is left to watch the little sister and is molesting the little girl. She told her mother, and her mother is not believing her.
Wow.
She told me, and I spoke to the mother. Oh, she don't believe her. No, it is your daughter. Listen to her. That's the next problem. We tend to believe others over our own. Me, I have a philosophy. I could be with 15 men. If they see my children once, they are damn lucky. Lucky. If my children cannot go someplace, I do not go. If they get invited to a sleepover, mommy have to be able to sleep over as
My
well.
child ain't going to no sleepover. I'm sorry with that.
So I mean, like, you know, I had one parent one time, I invited my daughter. She's like, when you want, I say, can I come as well? I can be a chaperone. I don't mind. I have nothing doing. I can take the time and come. Oh, it's just for you. I said, why is it just for my daughter? I have the same paths as her, just that mine are more matured. I don't need you bathing my daughter. I can come and do that myself. I can assist you with the others as well. But I'm not, oh, well, you know, and she got offended because I wanted to be there with my child. I'm overprotective. You have to be.
Yeah, especially with your children.
You have to be. Because a lot of things is not strangers doing these things to us.
Exactly.
It's family members. And then when you say, oh, mommy, uncle touch me, you know, oh, you always talking stupidness. We quick to tell the children they talking stupidness or they must get from here with that nonsense. No, we need to listen more to our children.
And what about the other side of that coin, where we have mothers that know what is going on out in the streets? We have them basically okay in a relationship with their 14-year-old daughter and some 25, 30-year-old man or more because of whatever financial issues that she might be encountering. That she basically pimping or prostituting her child. What do you say about stuff like that? Because I know this is something that's really taking off in the Caribbean. I don't even know how much of it is going on in Tortola.
It is.
But, I mean, yeah, what's your view on that? And how parents out here basically prostituting their children because of financial constraints.
No comment. I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. All I could do is like, I don't know what to say. Pray for them and hope that, you know, something be done about the situation. I can't comment about that. It's just sickening if that be the case.
You see how y'all shy away when I bring up that conversation?
Really
this
sure.
is what's going on here in the community. We knowing a lot of stuff going on and nobody ain't helping these children. And when the dust clear and these children start to act out and they're looking wild and you say, lad, she look like she don't take a man, and you, lad, she gonna end up pregnant, boom, she pregnant. You want to bring the little girl, but there's a lot of things going on here in this little small talk told her that nobody ain't want to talk. You just want to talk drama what you're seeing on Facebook. You don't want to talk about the real issues and the real issues that our children are here suffering and how we're supposed to help them if nobody want to bring the stuff to light.
It's not that we don't want to bring it to light. It's not that we don't want to speak on it. It's stomach turning to speak on it when being asked a question on the spot. If it was like, you know, you see it, like you see something happening and then you start, yes, but then to sit down and listen to it as a mother, you're gonna start like, you know, you're gonna get upset and you're gonna get really emotional and your thought process is going to be
all over the place.
It's gonna be all over because as much as you're speaking and you're gonna be thinking on your child, okay, well, I gotta watch how this person is around my child because you never know. You know, this one always want my daughter to come go here with her. What is she doing? Your mind is going to wander. And it could wander for the best and it could wander for the worst. So not that we don't want to speak, it's just that it's a sensitive topic. And then it hurts too when with cases like that, yes, you're pimping your daughter for financial reason, and then when the man does not want to give you money, you call rape. That right there is what that's the whole rape. I feel the mother should be arrested as well.
Yeah.
Because if only now you notice that this man raping your child, when all of the time you've been allowing him to go with her.
When her nails and
you
hair
need to be,
and all of
they
that
need
too.
to, and the system is set up for women. Might sound wrong coming from a woman, but the law is set up for the women, and it needs to be changed. Females get away with too much. I gonna hit you first. Use the man. I gonna hit you.
Okay.
I'm a weak man.
Mm-hmm.
But when you had to defend yourself and hit me, you gonna arrest me, the man. When initially it's the woman started, but because she's a female, quote unquote, fragile, as some people try to claim they are, it is a nerve-wracking sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it just leads from one topic to the next, and it just a whole big 3-day episode with you.
On the same topic, I personally think that some parents tend to give their son or daughter everything, even if they ask, yes, I'll buy for you. So I feel there's a limit when you say no. Sometimes it's good to say no. Not all the time. When they want something, they say, okay, no problem, I'll get it for you. So when you constantly telling them yes, and then you come to a breaking point you guys had, and you gotta tell them no, what do you think gonna happen?
They're
gonna go and look for it. So you have to practice to tell them no. That's where everything starts. When you continue giving them everything that they want, and then when you see they don't get it, definitely going out there to look for it. And when they get it out there and they see they're getting a lot more than what you were giving them, hell yeah, they're going to continue. So therefore, parents, learn how to say no.
And y'all brought up, I don't even know if you noticed, you brought up this whole issue with the roles that fathers play in this whole equation, because if a mother has to feel she's at her wit's end to the point where she have to pay for her daughter, my next question is going to be, where is this father and what role is the father playing? And I think that the men need to step up with regards to this type of situation, with regards to the daughter, and not just say, oh, her mother has to, oh, it's her mother. When I try to discipline the mother, I always intervene, so I decide, let them up to themselves. And all kind of foolishness, because you and the mother, don't have an effective co-parenting relationship. No, this whole issue of co-parenting big, and I want to talk about it, but that's a whole nother show, and hopefully I get some guests coming on to talk about this whole co-parenting issue. But I'm talking about the role the father's supposed to play in this whole equation, and how do you see the fathers, what role do you see the fathers playing when it comes to preventing, certain risky behaviors and preventing teen pregnancy on a whole?
I would have to say, for some fathers, there are some fathers that want to be a father to their daughters, but there are some mothers that do not want them to be a part of the child's life because of relationship issues, because he don't want to be with me, and the whole long story. But I didn't grow up with mine. My stepfather raised me, and I have to say he did a good job. I mean, he was very disciplined when it comes to respect and manners, and I turned out fine. And I feel there are some mothers and young men out there that grow up without their fathers and they turn out fine. I just feel it has a lot to do with your mentality, is the way you think and the way you carry yourselves. Yes, some of them don't have no father. They have some that never seen their father and they turn out perfectly fine. So I feel, yes, fathers need to step up, and yes, they need to play a big role. But if there's no father and the father doesn't want to step up, that doesn't mean you have to go out there and do the things you do. You could make yourself better and show him that I don't need you and I could do better on my own. But
I mean, I feel you what you're saying there, love, but I think that attitude has helped to deteriorate, that relationship right now. It's like basically we give the men a free pass. Do if you want, if you don't want, oh well, the children you're dead. And I think that mindset is single-handedly tearing down the fabric of our society, because we hold the women at gunpoint, but we give the men a free pass, and that has to stop.
Well, my father was there, but he was not there. Every time you go to him, is go to your mother, go to your mother, go to your mother. So I came up with me personally with my children. My son father left when he was 6 months, couple months. My daughter's father, they're there, but they're not there. They're there financially, but physically, no. They don't exist. Do they want to be in their kids' life? I don't even know. If they decide they want to come, and I would not stop them.
Right.
But they need to let me know what their intentions are. You're not going to, because yes, you have a lot of fathers that want to be in their children's life, but then you have to look at the relationship that they are in. Because if they're in a relationship with somebody, for instance, with my last child father, he's in a relationship with a lady that has no motherly instincts in her. She has children, but she has no motherly instincts in her. So if he comes around my daughter, she gets upset, which is foolishness.
Yes.
What is there to be jealous of? This is a child. This is a child. The same way you want your child's father to be in your children's life, you should, any man you with, you should push them. Okay, you have your children, did you deal with it? You should make sure that
Definitely.
because the children did not ask to be here. Yes, we've given them a free pass, but you cannot force somebody to do something. Yes, they have the whole child support or whatever. We go through the whole process and they still don't pay. They still free. They're out there minding other people's children and not their own
blood.
But then when they fall down or the kids graduate, they're top in the class, they want to be there. Oh, that's my son. Oh, your son. Where were you when, where were you?
Definitely.
Where were you? What did you do? What did you contribute besides your sperms?
I feel on that topic.
So it's to be continued.
And what did she just not say about the step parents being involved? I think they need to fall back.
Not necessarily.
Fall back
because sometimes
certain things they need to stay out of.
For
When
example,
like what she was just talking about, the mother not being motherly like and getting upset when he comes around his daughter. I think that's just out of place because you meet him with these children. Or you meet her.
But you see,
with these children.
She have children. The sad part is she has children. But the thing is, she is not a mother. She does not have the motherly instinct. If she had that instinct for her own children, she would not have a problem with him coming to look for his child. So it all falls back on us.
Ladies, oh my God. I don't even want to stop here, but that time has dwindled and this topic is so hot and loud. I want to touch what you just say with the role of the stepmother, the role of the women in general, because it is my belief that if we as women can unite and turn things around, society will be better. But we're fragmented and we just hate each other, and this has to stop. It's trickling down into our family structure, it's hurting our children. Women, we need to unite. We need to educate these babies. We need to stop sexualizing our children. We need to talk to them. Fathers, you need to get involved. For us to prevent teen pregnancy here, it takes both parents, it takes your extended family, and it takes this community. Ladies, final thoughts.
I will see you tomorrow for us to have a continuation on this whole co-parent. I didn't want to do the show at first, but you convinced me. So I want us to pick back up on the co-parenting and
tomorrow.
And then we can even bring in Dana, known as DNA. But yeah, we'll see. You know, we can pick this back up. You got me. I'm gonna see you next show.
Ladies and gentlemen, you don't know how I begged this girl to come on my program, and now she wants part 2, so they want it, and it will be here. We're gonna bring you back Blacks and Love on a part 2 of the show, where we're gonna go into Dana, we're gonna talk about co-parenting, and we ain't leaving this issue till we get it solved. You've been locked, you had to listen to Light Vibrations here, chilling with me, Tasha T, and Blacks and Love. I want to thank you, ladies, for coming on the program, and remember, shine your light.
Thank you for tuning in to Light Vibration, and don't forget to tune in this time next week as we continue to bring you life-changing information. Until next time, shine your light.